Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Alienware Arena North American Finals. We had quite the game of 3 for the third place match and a 2-0 sweep. Coming out for Rev Gaming, they have won themselves $250, and that means we are ready for the main attraction. The finals game between the top two teams of North American Alienware Arena. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me is that Comely Cast. How you doing, bro?
Oh, hi. I'm lovely. How are you?
A little dehydrated. A lot of talking.
Yeah, you gotta drink delicious green tea.
I actually have my Earl Grey with me.
Mmm.
Yep. Big fan of Jean-Luc Picard. Earl Grey, hot. Gotta put cream in it, though. Gotta put cream in it.
Ew. Aw, that's gross.
What?
Do you put cream in your coffee, too?
I don't drink coffee.
What? I drink my coffee
What?
black, because I'm American.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh.
So, yep.
You rebel.
Deal with it, sir. Deal with it. Alright, so who do we have up on deck? If you take a look at the Alienware website, you will find their announcement in the championship finals. Here to start up in just a few moments, Olympus5 versus Team Clasik. Now, a little bit of information about both of these teams. They have both won a Go for Law in the past. Go for Law 81 being won out by Olympus5, and Team Clasik winning number 80. So that's kind of interesting how they're both Go for Law winners. So they already have some cash in their pocket. They're obviously serious to semi-serious teams playing here in the Alienware Arena. And believe it or not, they only entered this tournament in the 25th and 26th seeded teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good on them. That goes to show that if you think your team is good, you should just enter and do it, and maybe you can come out on top.
Enter, do it. And yeah, exactly right. You could be walking away with an extra $1,000, all that competitive experience to boot, and that's how you start up making your name. That's exactly what the elite tier did. Rock solid. It was just a team before they became Dignitas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another example. I want to say Fear, but I don't really remember their name progression.
Picture of a goose.
No.
Yeah.
No, that is Atlanta. That's not Fear.
Atlanta was on Team Fear a long time ago. Like that was the team. They went from that to MME to to something else. MME. What were they before that?
All right.
MTW. That's right.
Yeah, I'll concede the point. But yeah, anytime you say a picture of a goose, I'm going to think of Bad Atlanta. I'm sorry, it's just going to happen. Picture of a goose.
His brief term as Dadlanta was entertaining to me.
Dadlanta, Badlanta, Atlanta, Atlantard. Yep. That works too. Yep. Atlantard. So I got my esport kitten on my lap. She's contently purring, which means we're going to have a fantastic game ready to go here for us, Mr. Conley. So in those third place games, I mean, these are probably the first competitive games I've paid a lot of attention to since the World Finals and since we have all that announcement about Season 3. And, some of it really surprised me a little bit, especially how strong that Rengar was.
Yeah, you don't mess with Rengar. The thing is, you have to keep in mind that he had really good jungle support early and got that early kill. Well, he didn't get the kill. The other laner had an early death, right? Which isn't quite as good, but when you have that early advantage on him, it's a completely different lane. The difference between having jungle support and not having jungle support early like that is just monumental, because if you get ahead on Rengar, it's so difficult for them to ever push you out of lane, to ever get that edge back, because you have that heal, you have that armor, you have the ability to just put out a lot of damage as well. It's very difficult to deal with.
Indeed, and yeah, we saw two very different games. The first one very stompy and snowbally. Between that Rengar and the Lee Sin pressure was just so hard to deal with. But game number 2 was definitely a lot closer, and I was actually talking to Derrier after the games, and he says that basically their team threw it. They threw it at the end. A few bad calls, and that's all you need to get that foothold in to win. So things happen. This stuff happens.
It's a learning experience.
It is a learning experience, and that's exactly why we're in these tournaments. It's all about learning, developing the mindset, developing the game knowledge, and the nerves just to get to those multi-million-dollar matches.
It's like accidentally dating a crazy person. You learn a lot.
Accidentally?
Well, you're not going to intentionally date a crazy person.
Why not? You have something against crazy people?
Yeah, they're crazy.
And what the hell are you banging?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing a mint Altoid into my green tea.
What?
It sounded delicious.
Mint
An Altoid.
Altoid.
You know what an Altoid is?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Powdered mint.
Okay. Well, whatever floats your boat, sir.
Don't worry about it.
I won't. If you tell me I won't, then I won't.
There we go.
I got my bottle of water. I got my little kitten. My little kitten named Leah. Hello, Leah. She's contently purring on my lap. She likes the sound of your voice.
Aw, I don't blame her.
All kittens like the sound of your voice. Just admit it.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna add that to my resume.
Is friendly towards kittens.
There you
go. Alright, so we are going to get this game rolling. Team on your left is Olympus5, and team on your right here is Team Clasik, signified by Clasik Tsunamile. I think that. Oh no, Tsunami. That's not an L. Tsunami.
That is a name.
It is indeed. Looking at the elos here, however, I mean, 2140 is our lowest elo. That's impressive.
That is impressive. That's a lot of elo.
Yeah, look at this. 2710, 2767, 2792 on Rux. That's impressive stuff, man.
1,300 ranked games on Rux.
Mm-hmm.
2,300. 2,300 ranked games.
If you can count the losses, yeah.
2,300. That's a lot. That's a tremendous quantity of ranked games.
2480 on Gift at the top left there, Mr. Olympus.
Oh my God.
2200 on Tien Chao, or Tien Chao.
I feel so social all of a sudden.
Yeah, I have like 50. Yeah, what do you do? I go out, bro. Yeah, do you even lift? Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, pretty much. That's a lot of games. No, for sure. It's a lot of games. And so I'm even more excited about this coming up. We have a lot of ELO on the line, and we have $1,000 going to the first place, the winner of this best of 3. Second place, only 500, but nobody cares. It's all about that 1,000.
It's all about saying you were number 1. Who cares about the money?
Yep. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby style.
That's right.
Yep. I just want to go fast. I don't know how that
Oh,
applies
we have somebody playing from a Mexican land center.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I believe that, but apparently he just has to download the TeamSpeak. Between the tacos and the burritos and the taquitos and the nachos, it's a lot of chos.
What's your favorite Mexican food?
I gotta say quesadilla.
Oh, a bold choice. The correct answer is torta.
Torta?
We're looking for torta.
What's a torta?
What is a torta?
Yeah.
A torta is like a Mexican sandwich.
So it's a sandwich.
It you know, it's like a really amazing sandwich. It's like a pressed hot sandwich.
So it's a panini.
No, it's not that. It's less pressed. It's like between a regular sandwich and a panini, but you put like avocado and like onions and like steak and cheese. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, so it sounds like a quesadilla.
It's like a quesadilla with better bread. So it's like superior in every way, scientifically speaking.
Torta, never heard of it. Never had it before. The only thing I can get at Taco Bell that's even edible is the quesadillas. So. Yeah.
Talk about it to be count, okay? Like I lived in a little Puerto Rican neighborhood in Chicago, and now I live in Arizona, so I know Mexican food.
Taco Bell is not Mexican food.
No.
I didn't claim it was.
That's
I just said that's the only thing edible out of it.
Touche.
Oh man, so we have all the teams are ready to go. Maybe not. I don't know. It's freezing. Don't really understand. Pure Corruption is our leader. Once he hits the button, it'll be no holds barred. No barred holds? I don't know. I don't really understand that.
No holds barred.
Yep.
There's no holds that you're not allowed to use.
Okay, I'll take that. Isn't all fast food American? Chinese fast food is technically American, I guess. That's at least the word from Korea and China and all that. Look at that! We have some honorable opponents, sir.
Hey, I lost mine. I had one for a while, which was a disgrace to the system, which apparently corrects itself.
You have the same person voting over and over?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Well, it's honorable opponents only your enemies, so that can't really be the case.
Ah, true. Hey, Ram.
What are these team names? I already forgot.
Olympus5 versus Team Clasik. Olympus5 on your left, Team Clasik on the right. You'll always be able to understand because Tsunami, or Tsunami, or Tsunamile, it has the Clasik tag in it, so.
Isn't that a pickle brand? Clasik pickles?
I don't know. I thought it was a Tsunami. Oh, it is a Tsunami.
Tsunami. Oh,
Tsunami.
it is. I get it.
Wow. Tsunamile.
That's his name.
Oh man, FourCourtJester in the house. Yep.
So band's coming out.
Cool. Who do we got?
Karthus, Skarner, and Nunu so far. I'm a little bit surprised to see that Skarner ban. You know, post nerf, he's actually, well, he's still very, very solid, but he doesn't have that you can't flash even if you want to kind of ability anymore, which has certainly set him back a peg, but apparently they are still a little bit afraid of him. The Ari ban coming out as well. So what I'm going to guess over here is that Team Clasik has been doing a little bit of research like we talked about earlier, because those certainly seem a little bit like targeted ban as well, with the Karthus, Nunu, and Lee Sin over here on the other side for Olympus5?
Olympus5 on your left. Yep.
Yes, they do seem like rather targeted bans as well, particularly something like Lee Sin. Not something you generally ban unless you have a reason to, if they have a Lee Sin player.
Well, looking at genre, top played hero, Ari. We got Skarner Blitzcrank also being banned out. Don't seem quite... Yeah, did you say Lee Sin? Yeah, Lee Sin was actually the top played of Tian Chao there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's top played Skarner, yeah, on Hot Show. Exactly right, sir. These are directly targeted. Let's see if we can find a Blitzcrank, although I don't think we will.
Yeah, Blitzcrank might also just kind of be that we don't want to play against a Blitzcrank. Though I'm going to be interested to see more and more people, if they're able to get that Blitzcrank played, how much the nerf actually affected him. Because what I'm hearing is that he's moderately squishy now, and you can really kind of counterplay when he grabs and just murder him.
Believe it or not, actually, both Gift and Tian Chao most played heroes are Skarner.
Oh, wow.
That's strange. You usually don't see a Skarner in a top lane. A jungler I can believe, and I do think it is Gift as that jungler. Look at his top 3 played, they're all junglers. So.
There does tend to be a lot of overlap between top laners and junglers. You know, a lot of similar champions played and things like that.
But lane
so maybe
Skarner?
He might just play a jungle. You know, when you're queuing up, sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, that's solo queue.
Yeah.
You don't always get your role. Heaven forbid we actually have a system for dedicating who gets what, but.
I'd be 8,000 elo if I always got mid.
Yeah, you definitely would, sir. Alright, so there you go. Karthus, Nunu, Lee Sin, Skarner, Ari, Blitz. Pretty general on the Blitz. First pickup is Shen. Now, was Shen actually touched in the recent nerf battings? I can't remember seeing anything about a Shen.
No, I don't think so.
No, he's just a really good split pusher. Other people that fell through the cracks, Jace is still out there for available. We also have the Orianna, the Malphite. We saw them a little bit earlier as well. Good combo right there. Maokai still out there for jungling as well.
Yeah, definitely very strong jungler with Maokai. I really like seeing him. Especially, I like when people rush those boosts in mobility and they really just gank the crap out of every single lane and really hold the game down. So the other team's not really able to ever get momentum going. It's a very, very strong jungler in that way. The problem is that if that doesn't work out, you tend to fall behind a little bit and then you become a walking ultimate. But we'll have to see which junglers actually come out for both teams.
That's what most failed junglers just become anyways, walking ultimates. Like, for example, our Amumu game number 1 got shut down so hard, the only thing you could really bring to the table is crying while using the sad mummy and dying shortly thereafter.
Yep, that sounds about right. And, you know, we're going to have to see as well how this Ezreal does, you know, not able to slow the attack speed of that Caitlyn anymore. And she does tend to have a very strong early game, and he's not able to slow her trades down as much. So we're going to have to see if Caitlyn's able to really, really punish him early game. Especially, you know, Sona, very squishy now, lost some HP in a recent nerf. And I think somebody pointed out that her effective HP is, like, barely higher than a creep now.
Like 7 hit points or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Reddit post. It was just like the math comes down to she's about the same as a minion. Yep.
Yeah, so I would not want to be Sona going against a Taric Caitlyn lane. right now. We do see as well that Maokai was picked up. We talked about that a little bit already, as well as the Anivia. Anivia, a really powerful farmer, as we've seen. But, you know, Anivia is the kind of thing where if you play it well, you look brilliant, and if you don't, you look kind of stupid. So we're going to have to see how well he's able to place his wall, use his Qs, and if he's able to play that really, really perfect aggression that we see from somebody like Froggen, where he really knows every time he can go in and just murder somebody.
Yep, if you play it well, you're Froggen. If you don't, you're everyone else, pretty much. He's always the go-to comparison for every Anivia player.
Yep. I am kind of I was hoping they were going to do the Katarina top, because I actually really like Katarina top. Voyboy's been playing that a little bit, and in his matchmaking and things like that. But Singed, we've already seen that Singed can be quite annoying as well.
Who did Voyboy just join? It's escaping me. Fear?
No.
No? Who else? Wasn't he's off of Curse, or did he join Curse?
CLG Prime.
No, Voyboy just got kicked out of COG Prime.
Oh, then Curse.
Okay, so it is Curse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, chat. Jerks.
Or Ben Trice.
Ben Trice, yeah, he's the sub now. And yeah, we also had Celsi. He's now a free agent.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, he left. It's all good. All right, rest of the picks coming in. Looking like the teams have already discovered what they want to do. Again, we're going to see ourselves a Singe pick. Likely for that top. We do have a Maokai on the board as well, so he's very likely in that jungle. And a Singe top against an Irelia. So we saw Singe against that Jhin. Jhin really couldn't kill him. We had to mobilize all 5 to really focus down. What do you think Irelia can do differently here?
You know, she does have that pure damage, the true damage, I should say. So a lot of his early game defensive options are a little bit moot, right? She's still able to put a lot of damage onto him. But again, it really, really comes down to that early game. Is she able to put out enough on him to actually shut him down or not? And if she is and really stops his momentum, she's going to be fine. But if he gets ahead and he gets defensive enough that he can kind of run around and do whatever he wants, she's going to be in a bad, bad place. Now, I don't really like Irelia in this matchup. I think that Irelia is fine in almost every matchup in the game, but versus Sin, she has to be careful. You know, early game, he is definitely capable of even out-harassing her just with that fling poison combo. So she's going to have to be very, very careful and make it to the mid-late game.
Indeed, you do. Mid is going to be that Morgana. Morgana versus Anivia. Now, we saw Morgana against, I think it was Orianna earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually worked out pretty decently. But against an Anivia, I don't know. That wall could really be a bad time. But the Black Shield should be excellent there for Genre to get out of any kind of sticky situations in terms of... Is it the Frostbite that stuns for Anivia? Can't remember. Just don't play Anivia enough. But
the Q stuns.
Yeah, yes,
whatever
the Q.
that's called. the ice ball is what stuns. When he throws ice ball.
When you see it coming towards you, just run. But run sideways so that it doesn't hit you.
Solid advice.
Wow, I'm looking at Shen's masteries and runes. His runes is 21% attack speed.
For who?
Shen.
Oh.
That Shen top lane. Or sorry, that Shen jungle is 921-0 with 21% attack speed. What?
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta go fast. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You gotta attack fast.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently a little way to work around that whole slowest jungler ever thing that Singe.
Yeah, absolutely no AoE for those jungles, so that faster attack speed, I'm fairly sure his key strike is based upon his attacks too, right?
Yeah.
So faster key strikes, faster clear time. In terms of Maokai, 15 ability power, a little bit of magic resist, 15% attack speed on him, and default plus 13 armor. Masteries, 0.21.9, so nothing in the offensive, going for that extra buff duration. That's something that Shen won't have. He won't have this extra movement speed, he won't have that extra buff duration, but he does have that little bit extra in offense. So I'm kind of trying to decide what kind of play are we going to see out of Shen here. Is it going to be heavy counter jungle? He has the flash, he doesn't have the exhaust. Is it going to be heavy lane pressure, or is it just going to be heavy farm?
I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw Shen really, really, really try to get level 6 as soon as possible. Kind of something similar to a Nocturne, where you can counter jungle, you can lane gank, but only if those opportunities really present themselves. Otherwise, you're pretty comfortable just going ahead and farming up to that 6, where you can basically get a guaranteed play of some sort, either a gank or a save or a counter gank or something like that. when you do get that ultimate.
Well, we can theorycraft all we want, but it's going to come down to the actions and decisions that the players themselves are going to be making. So, guys, we're going to jump into game number 1 of the Alienware Arena Fall Season Finals. The winner of this best-of-3 series walks home with $1,000 cash. Second place grabs themselves $500. So both teams have already secured themselves that $500. It's just who takes home that little bit extra. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me here, ComelyCast. Always a pleasure to do work with new shoutcasters to me, because we haven't done anything before, and so far it has been an absolute pleasure to work with you, sir.
Damn straight it has.
Ego much?
We do see a completely different skin situation than we saw in the third play match. Every single person using a skin.
Tarek.
Oh, crap. What is it with people not using pink Tarek? Like, it's almost required.
He's an honorable opponent. He's better than that.
Not anymore, he's not.
Not anymore, yeah. The words of Comely, they have a ring of truth to them, and finality.
We see Nottingham Ezreal with a very fancy green jacket, and that's about it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Nottingham Ash. Yeah. Yeah. Bird of Prey Anivia, not the U.S. of Anivia. I heard that there was an election recently.
So... there was. Mitt Romney won.
Oh. Good job.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I don't pay attention to American politics. Live in Canada.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Yep.
Well, it's fine because I don't pay attention to Canadian politics. I just know you're owned by the Queen.
We have politics in Canada? I was not aware. Who are we waiting for here? We're waiting for Sai. There we go. It's coming out. In terms of the summoner skills, anything kind of weird out of here? Ezreal has himself that cleanse. So does that Caitlyn. Both our junglers have flash, and the game loads up. I did see... Oh, competitive pause. I did see that Ghost on top of Singed, and I think that's about it. Everything else seems to be pretty standard.
Yeah, and the game has already been unpaused, so really quick pause there. Just probably want to get everybody on the same page after that really long, awkward load. And we are going to get into it right now.
Don't argue with my stream viewers. Oh man, alright, top right corner guys, representing Team Clasik, winners of the Go for LOL number 80 I do believe, and coming in as the 25th seed in the fall season finals. They've made it all the way here to the finals, and they are going to be taking on our blue team, which is Team Olympus5. It has a very godlike kind of sound to it, doesn't it? They have also won a Go for LOL, I do believe number 81, and they were the 26th seed coming in. And it's kind of interesting how, you know, both of them have won Go for LOLs back to back, and they were both ranked as 25th and 26th seeds, and they're both here in the finals. That's like, what are the odds, right?
It's a better love story than Twilight.
Everything's better.
We do have both teams very tightly clumped up, but completely away from each other. So we're going to see if anybody chooses to like kind of go back and search the other way. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw kind of just devolve into a normal opening where both teams kind of go back into their own jungle.
Well, we have a Caitlyn trap going down. No ward is actually going to be placed by the support Hotjo. No ward going on, so they did comb out that jungle, did not find anyone. Does look like Maokai is very interested in that blue, but there was no ward. So now I'm thinking that Gift is not going to be very heavy on that counter because they don't have that vision. They can't track the enemy movement.
Yeah, and it's just so hard on Shen with that slow clear time. You know, if you're playing somebody like Lee Sin, you can really race. And when we saw with that Amumu get to that red buff before he's even completed it while you have double buff. And Shen is really not capable of something similar.
No. But it is about those manaless junglers. I mean, they have such a big counter jungling advantage because they don't have to worry about getting that blue early. They just get that red and go straight for the kill. But as I said, without that vision, I don't foresee it happening. On the flip side, though, we do have a ward right down here by the Wraiths from Team Clasik. So they could be just looking for that measurement on top of Gift. Gift did get himself a smiteless. I don't think he's going to do anything with it. He's just going to typical jungle route.
Yeah, and you know, Maokai's really going to feel safe to take his red once he sees Shen at the race. So that's really nice. Just a small little measure to make him feel safe, make him feel comfortable so he can get those early ganks going.
I was just taking a quick look at the double golems. They are still alive, so it did not have any kind of trying to go for any kind of opportunity windows in this bottom lane. If Caitlyn and Tarek had done those double golems, they would hit level 2 before JRT7, who's playing this Ezreal, and could possibly try to make something of it. But, well, passive is the way to go to.
Yeah, probably just didn't feel safe again. They didn't really have vision of the other team. They didn't know where they were roaming around if they're trying to set something up. If they had seen them in the top jungle or something like that and had a little bit of a skirmish, they probably would have been a lot more comfortable actually going for those golems. But when you have absolutely no idea what they had been doing the entire time in the early game, it's best to play it a little safe.
And there's that smite gift going to be getting both the blue and the red. Maokai had beaten him already to it and went all the way back out to those well. So you can already see this early game, such a difference in the camp clear timers from the two junglers.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Shen notorious for that slow start, and Maokai can have a nice little quick start here. It looks like he is trying to set something up on bot lane. Maokai looking to hit something here, because of course, you know, not something like a Corki or an Ezreal or somebody that can really get quite far away. She does have that net to push her far back, but not quite as much as something like a Shift.
Okay, I see what the issue is. GG overlay. Yeah, I'm removing that one. They're both tied 0-0, guys. There's nobody up a game. Sorry about that.
Oh, we just see Flash Burn here in mid, and Morgana's still taking a lot of damage. Gonna get first blood despite using Flash immediately. So maybe a little bit too preemptive on that Flash. Maybe save it until after the root. But because, of course, you can't really disjoint the root by flashing. He's going to keep following you and land it anyway. And a really nice follow-up there by Anivia as well to secure the kill.
I blame my overlay troubles for not catching that, but I caught it all on camera, but I don't know. Morgana with that black shield and the flash is typically okay, but they burned right through it, and down he goes for that first blood. Interesting to see. And again, I think that's the first time we've seen mid as the first blood.
Yeah, mid lane, especially lately in this metagame, tends to be a lane that you can play reasonably safe and be fine. We see Aurelia in a really bad spot as well. Ooh, Maokai actually, I think, advanced a creep there because he didn't follow her when she queued. So maybe a little bit of misplay there by Maokai, or I might have saw it wrong. I don't know.
Well, I also saw him put down that arcane smash, but she was already gone by then. So, yeah, a little bit of mistiming. Perhaps he did hit that creep. I know I've done it before. I'm going to say everyone has done those misclicks. There is a way to actually get around that, apparently, if you tab target, but not too many people.
Yeah, if you press your tilde key,
I
believe you
tilde.
can only
Tilde target. Yeah. Tilde target, that's the way to do it. So yeah, only the first kill on the board, but let's take a quick look at some of the CS. 34 for that top lane, going to be winning out. Junglers, Maokai is up, has himself that kill as well. Pretty much dead even in the mid and bot, and the one creep for Sona. That's Sona.
That's Sona. We do see Ezreal choosing not even to pick up his W, realizing post-nerf, not quite having the utility he used to have. You know, we used to see people straight max W just because it was so effective in trades. He's not really interested in spending all of the mana on it, so not going to bother picking it up whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I hovered the tooltip just for everyone to see, but it does not slow down enemy champions whatsoever. Still speeds up allies. Yip-de-doo. Come on, Sona, get off those auto attacks, girl. Yep.
But it is a really great skill for tower pushing a little bit later in the game, but obviously early game, not quite as big of a difference. Maokai looking to set something up here, but
he has himself an early Oracles, has not spent it though, and as I said, there he goes. He spends it out. We did have the celerity go down, with the level 1 celerity from Xenos, trying to get just that extra movement speed, but we're just too slow and clunky. There's a big creep wave there, a lot of reaction time, and the spot on Olympus5 gets out of that. No problem.
No problem, easy peasy. And we do see that Shen is still only level 4 at this point. You know, we talked about that slow clear. He really wants to get that level 6 so he can start saving people, start making plays, and all of that fun stuff. We do also see Ezreal struggling a little bit here to keep his creeps out of the tower. Ezreal is, of course, one of the best under tower last hitters in the game, thankfully, so the Caitlyn pushing isn't quite as punishing as it might be otherwise.
Yeah, that Mystic shot, nice cooldown, reduces every time it hits, has a good amount of damage on top of it, so yeah, nice time under that tower, not too bad. He is ahead in creeps by about 10, but other than that, it's really just Singe versus Aurelia. I mean, that is actually not looking that good for Singe. He does pop level 6, the Insanity Potion, so he will get out of this one. He's actually using a mana potion as well. Is he going to commit to this, or?
It certainly seems like it. Aurelia's burst with Ignite and her ultimate down is fairly predictable, right? You know exactly how much he's going to be able to do to you, and if he's confident that he can live through it, there's really no reason. But of course, seeing that Shen is also interested in coming on him, going to choose to go ahead and back out at that point. Going to go grab his golems first, which is a really, really nice play. If you're top lane and you ever have an opportunity where you're kind of pushed to their tower, go take your golems. It's a really, really good source of farm.
Yeah, for sure. Just like that bottom lane, they get those golems first for that advantage, and the same can easily be applied for that top. You're not going to get anything else, might as well go get those golems. They're pretty decently easy, past level 6 for most top laners, and if you do it right, you won't even lose it really that much health. So blue buff going to get passed off here to dark genre, and our Anivia, we haven't really seen too much from this mid, other than the first blood. It's been a pretty quiet lane. They're just going back and forth farming.
Yeah, well, once Morgana picks up that black shield, there's really not a whole lot you can do to actually make plays on her. It's very difficult to lock her down and get that kill. So not too surprising that it turns into a farm lane, but of course Anivia not too upset by that. Really gets that farm up quite quickly. And yeah, you see Anivia taking those wolves, going to be taking the raids, going to be taking as much farm as possible. The nice thing about Maokai is he's very ganky jungler, kind of freeing up those small creeps for the mid.
Yeah, and you are going to see fairly low creep counts on both Shen as well as Maokai for a while, simply because those mids are going to be taking that farm. But that's just it's just Froggenstein. I mean, that's how you amass 200 to 300 creeps within 20 minutes. You just go take as much farm, and that includes the jungle.
Yeah, take everything you can get. And a lot of what we've been seeing lately is that what can play mid is kind of dictated by what can take wraiths. Right, so if something is really good in mid lane, like think about something like LeBlanc, right? Like LeBlanc has potential, maybe not into the DFG nerf, but part of the reason why she was so bad was she just didn't really have the ability to go clear those nerfs effectively. It took away all of her offensive capabilities to use that W just to clear wraiths, and it just felt really sluggish.
Tsunami here spamming laugh as he clears the ward. Absolutely nothing I really can do about it. And Rux looks to be a bit more on the back foot in terms of the positioning of the lane, but if you take a look at those creeps, he is almost 50% farther ahead in his cash earning than that Aurelia. It's interesting though, Aurelia has an early red potion.
Yeah, probably just make sure she doesn't get in a situation where bad things are going to happen, and probably looking for 2v2 opportunities as well, so that Maokai Singed versus the Shen Aurelia. And of course, Shen with that ultimate is really able to get there if he ever needs to. And the ability to win those 2v2s is something that you really need to pay attention to as a top. You need to know if a 2v2 situation comes up, are we trying to disengage or are we trying to go for the kill? Always be really, really aware of that.
Well, Rux is going to come in here to Shen. There comes Aurelia. She did not show herself, but Rux has absolutely brilliant positioning. They're just going to chase him right through all this. Out comes the ultimate from Aurelia. The Dancing Blades. Will it be enough? He gets out at like no hit points. Gets the kill on top of things. This Singe, man.
That's Singed. And that's why Singe is kind of a terror to play against. At this point, he's established that he can 2v1 them. Now, if Aurelia had actually used that red potion, she probably would have actually gotten the kill there. So choosing to really save it for a defensive opportunity instead of taking a little bit extra AD at the start of the game. And it cost them not only a kill, but a death as well, and that's a really big swing.
Extra 10 damage does that up over those 4 or 5 auto attacks, and it was literally just on the cusp that Rux was able to get out of that one. Insanity potion, regular potion, and just you can't chase a Singed. That gas, man. It smells bad and it kills you.
Rule number 1:
never chase a Singed.
There you go.
Yeah. See, I listened to Summoner School.
We do see a fairly low action bot lane still, not really too much happening, which actually is in the favor probably of that Ezreal Sona. They're really kind of okay with farming up against something like a Caitlyn Tarek, who have such a really, really strong early game, and so you want to try to not go even against them.
You see Morgana, there we go. You see Morgana doing a similar thing as to Anivia, going back, picking up wolves, picking up wraiths. Their farm is fairly even, 120 creeps in 12 minutes. They're keeping to that 10 CS rule per minute, and if you can even stretch that up to 11 or 12, you're just going to be flying. Got a stun on top of JRT7 bot lane, but Arcane Shift, not a problem. Tian Chao, however, might be in a little bit of trouble. He does get flung over the wall. That is Rux. But no, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, we do have Maokai looking for something here. He has an Oracle, so he knows he hasn't been seen yet. But he does also know that Shen has his ultimate up, so they have to be a little bit careful with any kind of ridiculous dives.
No ridiculous dives here. This is a ridiculous dive-free zone. But check out that Singe once again, just going proxy right behind that tower. Just puts up the gas. They're going to chase him around. There's absolutely nothing I really can do about it because you can't 1v1 him. And this is just going to be bad. He's just going to start feeding more and more from this top lane unless we can get Olympus5 to do something about it. But everyone seems pretty static in their lanes.
Yeah, and part of the problem is that, like, Singe is now at that point, we can say fairly confidently, with the Catalyst as well as the Spell Vamp there, that where he's not afraid of Aurelia at all. He can run behind that tower like we saw and just farm. And once it gets to that point, it's very difficult to actually deal with. Now, thankfully, Aurelia very good at farming under tower, even if she needs to pop her W for it. Very, very good at getting those last hits. And so she's not in the worst position ever. She can regen from the lifesteal as well as she gets.
Yeah, the Blade Surge makes last hitting very easy. One tower hit, auto attack, Blade Surge. Bingo, bango. She doesn't have any extra damage to go to her name though. She has 101 natural, just simply due to that she's 10 levels higher than she used to be. But you know, very defensive options going down on a lot of teammates on both teams. I mean, we have a Phage on Ezreal and double Dorans on Kate, and then a Big Rod and an Athene's. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is all defensive oriented.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that Anivia has finished that Athene's nice and early. Going to be able to get that farm. Ooh, Shen catching out Anivia here. Morgana here as well. We should be able to land the binding. She will not because of the flash from Anivia.
Oh, gift. Yeah. Oh, he stayed in that. He stayed in that ultimate so long, and the ignite was able to take him down. Yeah,
just about as close as a kill possibly can. We see Singe running down, trying to catch that Morgana to get some kind of counter kill, but it's just not gonna, or to get an additional kill, I should say, but it's just not gonna happen.
Man, Shen has just gotten absolutely destroyed. Both fights he's been part of, he has dropped. He had 0-2-0. Morgana was the first battle, of course, 0-1-0. And we see, again, a distribution of kills going down. 1 each here for Clasik. So we're not pooling all the gold into one place. It is spread out fairly evenly. And that on top of the CS, it's looking like we're having this, item advantage, this gold advantage as we're about to transition, in the next few minutes to the mid game for Clasik. Overall, though, it's very, very passive play from both teams.
Well, the thing with the Shen is that strategies with Shen revolve that split push, right? And putting him in the jungle already diminishes his farm quite a bit, but now he's in the jungle and he's getting killed without getting counter kills. So his farm is even worse than normal. So it's going to be very difficult for him to get to a spot where he can ever 1v1 somebody like that Singe, where he can ever really do kind of split pushing. And that really takes the strategy out of the bag unless something happens so far for Olympus5. They've lost the privilege of counter pushing. Or split pushing, I should say.
Yeah, no split, no counter. Shen looking pretty starved at this point. Let's take a quick look at the gold values. Yeah, okay, Singe is up. It does look like Maokai is definitely up, but only by about 300. Anivia is up, and Ezreal is pretty much neck and neck here with Caitlyn. The supports, Taric actually coming out a bit ahead, but again, that gold difference between the two teams definitely favoring more Team Clasik. Gift is going to be sitting here on top of Ward, so nothing is going to go down there, but we do got Maokai coming in mid. Black Shield, of course, stops that, and it's just Rux has no regard whatsoever for Aurelia top.
Yeah, really doesn't. Aurelia is trying to make a play here, trying to put as much damage as she can, uses that ignite, uses as much as she can, and it's just not enough. You see that Singe is just not afraid, is regenning more than she's doing, and she's going to die if she's not careful.
Yeah, yeah, she's gone. Well, I don't know. She got that flash. The poison won't be enough to take her down quite yet, but we're just going to be getting that insanity potions about 30 seconds down. This Shen ult is going to be coming in. They could end up with 2 dead people, but no, Tien is going to drop to that poison after all.
Just barely enough damage coming out here, but now can Shen capitalize and get the kill on Singe? It does not look like it. That flip doing enough damage to completely scare him off.
2v1 once again, and now that we know that Shen is top, we're taking that dragon. Binion is going to go down. This poor Shen. Not only do we get that kill, the dragon goes down. There's dead inhibitors going out. Not never, sorry, dead towers. So that's the silver lining here. We're dead even on towers. That's it. Like, we lost a tower. We got 2 kills right there. Rux proving that he's a beast and a dragon. I don't know. This is starting to snowball. What do you think?
Yeah, and you could say that, well, at least their bottom lane isn't losing, but the fact that they're playing Caitlyn Tarek and they're not winning early game
Yep.
actually says a lot and actually puts them a little bit behind, in my opinion, right? So Ezreal going to continue to be harder and harder to get kills on, continually harder and harder to gank, especially Sona has that ultimate, has great peel for him, has, the heal and the poke and all of that. It's just not a good situation anywhere on the map for them. And they have to do something to get back into it, but unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what that is.
I'm looking at Aurelia. She has herself that recurve, a little bit of magic resist, as well as that Merc Tread. So are we going to see a Wit's End first item, I wonder?
Yeah, it's certainly quite possible. I'm going to help with that poison trail and the magic damage coming out from Singed. Going to put her in maybe a little bit more of a split push role since Shen's not able to do it. But it's going to be fairly late. We're approaching 20 minutes into this game, and they really need to solidify some kind of plan as to how they're going to win the game. They can't just farm it out.
Wow, second item on this Anivia, who, by the way, is over the 200 creep mark at 18 minutes. She has herself that Banshee's Veil coming off of an Athene's Unholy. Are we going to see something of a tank Anivia?
Well, getting Banshee's Veil on Anivia is generally considered a mean thing to do because now it's extraordinarily difficult for them to secure any kind of kill. We do see a little bit of damage coming out here. Maokai's Twisted Advance is going to be black shielded, so no real follow-up going to be able for them there.
No, right through the wall, though. I saw that Twisted Advance go. We have all 5 mid, but check out Rux. Once again, not caring. Or regarding this top lane, we might see a forced 5-man gank. It's at least going to be 3. Nope, I really went back mid. It looks like they want to try to defend mid a little bit. So 2 on run, Rux has proven that he can do that no problem. I'm going to take a quick look at mid. The Crescendo went down. That allowed the kill on top of Sona because it did not hit anyone. We got the Caitlyn. Oh, it's not going to be enough, but we do have an Ignite on top of that Maokai. So double kill coming out. We're going for the triple. Navatar is there in place. Is going to hit that egg, but I'm not too sure. Can we kill that egg? It's really nicely under tower. And the Banshees came up just in time to keep her alive.
They were trying to find some kind of angle where they could hit her. You see Singe completely fine in this top lane. Unfortunately, Ezreal has disconnected, and I'm wondering when he actually did disconnect from the game before it showed. Because I'm surprised that they lost the 4v3 in mid.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something was up on that one. JRT7 has now reconnected. We got the pause going down, but it looked like this fight top was just quickly abandoned. I mean, we had both Tarek and Shen out here. Neither of them really damagey. I mean, I'm looking at their items. Shen has himself health and resists, and then Tarek has, he's a support Tarek. You don't really expect anything out of him. So they could have stunned him and then taunted him, and then Rux just goes back to killing them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, right? Is that he just goes back to killing them. He almost has his ghost up again, so even if there was a prolonged chase right now, it would come up in time for him to get out of there. Just very, very difficult to deal with. And exactly what happened was what they wanted to happen, where 2 people go to deal with Singed, and then suddenly you have an advantage in the team fight mid. Now, unfortunately, they lost that team fight very, very badly. They lost that 4v3 that they forced, but it's a question of, was that a disconnect issue? Was that just a bad team fight? Do they need to be scared, or do they just need to say, okay, that was a disconnect, we can just group back up and do the same thing again?
It is very strange that they did lose 3 out of that, but I did see that Crescendo go down, and it hit absolutely nobody, which opened up the possibility of going straight in because they didn't have that hard reset, and that's how we got that double kill for Dark Genre. So double kill to her. Aurelia picked up the last one, I believe, but between the 2 Banshee Veils and the Navatar egg, she was able to actually survive the entire encounter. And then, of course, Rux, I'm fairly sure that this tower is about to go down. Like, I can't really see the health, but I'm fairly sure it's about to die.
Yeah. Oh, you can't move your camera at all.
No.
Wait, there's got to be a trick.
There's not.
Nope.
There we go. Play will resume. So we're going to find out very quickly what's going to happen to this tower. And it has 300 hit points. It has 100 hit points. It has 0 hit points. Yeah, it's gone. And Rux able again 1v2. He has some purple minion casters with him this round. Is going to throw out that slow, but he is not going to be chasing this down.
decides Morgana might be a little bit too much. 3 versus 1, maybe a little bit scary for him, so he's going to leave hesitantly. Probably going to go farm up the jungle a little bit, maybe grab those golems, or just go back right to base right now and make me look silly.
Wow, we threw down a Radiance and a Smite to get Morgana her blue right there. Seemed a little desperate, but either way, JRT7 is alive and kicking and moving around, and taking it is 20 minutes in. Typically you get those big items about the 20-minute mark. So let's take a quick look around, everyone. Sona support, nothing really cheesy about that whatsoever. The Moby boots and a Shurilia is coming out first item here for Maokai, so he really wants to make sure he gets in there for that twisted advance. Nivea again, Athene's, as well as that Banshee's 248 creeps to her name. She's doing absolutely fantastic. Ezreal has himself that 20-minute Trinity. Kind of expected a little bit more out of Ezreal, but he's 0-1 with only 168. It's all about this Rux, though. Is that a Guardian Angel he's going to be making?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if he got something like a Frozen Heart for his team to really kind of mitigate the attack speed of something like Aurelia and Shen, who are very auto-attack dependent. So I wouldn't be too surprised if something like that come out as well. But he's just going to be so beefy and bulky and life-stealing, and he's going to be able to really just run through these team fights and do whatever he wants. He's not afraid of anybody right now at all on Olympus5. There's nobody threatening on their team.
3-0-0 and 178 creeps later. Yep. No real reason to be afraid. I'm just more impressed with Navitar. Navitar pulling off a very, very convincing impression of Froggen with that Anivia. 258 creeps at the 22-minute mark. We might have something here. The Twisted Advance will catch Hacha all the way through those trees, but they do back off and throw up that wall against Genre. We do got a light binding going out, but will not be enough to take out Tsunami. And it's almost turning into an ARAM minus Rise. Not Rise. Singe.
Minus Singe. Singe more than happy to go ahead and just push by. Now, he does even have, good ward coverage or something. He's just not afraid.
He's just playing
especially
really
picking up that
ballsy.
chain vest. Yeah. Yeah, he goes where he wants. He's Dr. Mundo for this game.
Yeah, 150 armor, 55 magic resist. You kind of expect Morgana just to go down there and beat some sense into him, but I think they're just too scared.
I'm scared of him, and I'm not even playing.
Alright, so we might have noticed now that Rux should have some incoming. So we are going to be pushing back into this mid. It will force Caitlyn back up to the top. So it's going to be Aurelia, Gift, and Taric. Will they be able to take down Rux? The full story here at 11. Rux is going to throw him over. Gift looking for that kill. He's just in a shot. I can't even catch up to him with that ghost. And he does live. Clasik Tsunami, however, taking quite the beating mid. But again, 3 people peel. They grab this Rux. They don't kill him. We grab that mid inhibitor. Sorry, tower. Nobody dies. It's an all-around win for Clasik.
You even saw at the end there, where Singe just like, should I go back in? Able to turn around, and then decide, no, I'll turn back around, and goes run. Just supreme confidence in his ability to run away if he needed to. Fortunately, pushing that Singe away does mean they're going to be able to pick up a dragon here. Yeah,
a little bit of a silver lining, but 1 tower to 4, even with a dragon, they're still pretty down in the gold, about 5,000 gold difference. 3-5 as a score, and very debatable if they should have gotten that 3 because of the disconnect from Ezreal. But again, I'm just looking at Singe. I'm like, man, he's doing awesome. I'm looking at Nivian's 280 creeps, 24 minutes. Oh my god, And then I'm looking at Ezreal. I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Well, that's all he really needs, right? He doesn't need to be this amazingly farmed super carry. He's Ezreal. He's going to be fine. He's building up his items as the game goes on. He's not in a lot of danger of getting picked off or something like that. He has a lot of team to protect him as well. He has Anivia Waltz. He has Sona Ultimate. He has Maokai Peel. He has Singe running around doing whatever he wants. And he's fine. It's not a position where I feel like he needs to panic about his farm.
All right, so we have now just passed the world record time for Froggen. 318 CS at 24:30. We're not quite there with Anivia, 285, but still a damn good impression of a Froggen farm on Anivia.
Yeah, now we just need to see the Froggen teamfight execution come in, and the picture will be complete. I actually love the Warden's Mail pickup here by Singed. It's just such a really good item. A lot of people really focus on random wins, but getting an early Warden's Mail in itself is super effective because now, even if they're trying to auto tech and he's running away, they're going to get slowed. We see everybody and their mother coming in here to go on the Singed. I don't think even he can get away from this, but I'm kind of hoping he does.
I'm suspecting he will. They're just flaking so hard. It looks like they're going to go back mid instead. Sona is dropping low, almost going down with that Oracles. Would have been somewhat of a setback here for Team Clasik, but Rux, you know, as soon as they pinged that he was going for that tower, they just made a beeline, and then halfway through, it's like half the people gave up and went back to mid, like, we'll try to take Sona instead. But you know, this split pushing power is exactly what Clasik wants. You spread out the enemy thin, and then you hit them hard, and it's been working out great for them. I mean, they got 4 towers, they got 2 extra kills. Rux is fed like a monster.
Yeah, and if you look at the score right now for this game is 3-5. There's 8 kills, 26 minutes into this game, but it feels so one-sided.
Ooh, that was a good shot there on top of Xenos, throwing out that crescendo, but Tian Chao will go down for a kill. Sorry, well, he got the kill on Sona. It's all good. Hot Show not looking so good, but Gift going to be coming in here with that taunt. They take down Ezreal yet again, and they didn't even have Caitlyn there yet. Caitlyn's going to be coming in here trying to go for Tsunami. Rux, however, will grab himself the kill. Rux should be able to grab himself the double, but it will go to Anivia instead. So the Rux-Anivia combo, oh, what a wall. Look at that. Wall, Icicle, Rux still alive. Will Rux go down? He lives with 80 hit points and 2 more kills. That's a delayed penta for Navatar, and they go home with an ace.
Yeah, incredible wall there by Anivia, as well as knowing he had that egg, so really going in there and picking up that double kill. Singe, of course, living with like 4 HP. And that farm, the farm that he has, all of those kills, all of those creep kills, the only reason he was able to actually survive that and play so aggressively in that team fight. It's just so difficult to work with. And that was Singe without ultimate. Singe had, I don't think his ultimate was even up at that point. It's up right now, so he certainly didn't use it in that team fight.
90 seconds, yeah.
Imagine that with the ultimate up.
I don't want
to. Not fun. Not fun times.
I don't. Oh, Gift is going for it. Could this be the mistake that they need to get back into this game? No, because Sai is right there, but it was a damn good attempt. Rux, even look at this. Look at that Rux. Look at that Rux. Yeah, we force out the flash from this Shen. Oh, poor Shen. He's just been getting trampled on all game. Has himself that Aegis as well as the Giant's belt, but just all game, nobody's been nice to that Shen.
No, very mean.
Pause.
See a pause coming out.
A lot of pauses here today.
I can't auto, says Morgana.
That could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so should gonna jump ship for a quick minute here. This is great because we get to take a look at some of the gold values. About 8,000 difference between us, and we'll take a quick look at the matchups yet again. 9,000 to the 7,000 of the top laners. The junglers, you know, Maokai is ahead by about 800. Not a huge deal, but it's still ahead is ahead. Look at that mid farm. 502 Anivia with almost 12,000 in the bank. That's pretty impressive considering Morgana's sitting at 8.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold where I come from.
Where I come from too, I suppose. Yeah. We all come from the same place, you jerk.
Well, we do and we don't, Canadian.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't even know why that's an insult, Canadian. You guys are so nice.
Yep, you see how I just let that slide? I'm a perfect gentleman.
Exactly. Now you're gonna offer me over for tea.
I like tea. Tea is good. Alright, game starting back up. Money can go back to items. And I don't know. 023. We have 220 creeps to this Ezreal, but he really hasn't been too much of a force to reckon with, has he?
No.
No. Not really. Kind of curious why we have wards here in the mid, but there are no towers. Sometimes you just need that vision. Almost like we're playing hopscotch here. We have 3 wards mid. One just died, but strange. Yeah. What has Rux got now? Giant's belt, cloth armor. Could be... I don't know. What makes a Giant's belt, cloth armor? Sunfire?
No.
That's a chain
but
vest.
yeah, it's a chainmail. I don't know if they're directly related. He probably just had a little bit of extra slots and wanted it.
He's like, you know what's not good for making me die? More hit points. Yeah.
There you go.
And then even on top of that, armor. All right, so Celerity going to be going down, but they're not going to really be charging off anywhere. It does look like, again, just very passive play. When it comes to the team fights, it's really immense, but getting up to those team fights can really take a while. A little bit of an ARAM going on. Ruck's doing his usual split push.
Because why not, right? You would expect the team with Shen and Aurelia to be the ones that are able to split push, but this game it's 100% on that Singed, and people reacting to the Singed. And, that's kind of the big point, is that Olympus5 has a lot of opportunities to play things wrong. If they send the wrong number of people at Singed, if they don't react to it, and he's actually running right into 5 of them.
Yep, there goes that crescendo. We got the Vengeful Maelstrom up. We're going for the kill. Ruck's just trying to flip them back into that. The Anivia ultimate just doing massive amounts of damage. Tian Chao now down. Might see the death of JRT7, but nope. We do have Gift going down pretty quick. Genre going to be dropping here as well. Hacho for sure for that triple. Is that triple or quadra?
I believe that was a triple kill right there.
Yep, just triple. But oh my goodness, Anivia once again making big plays. Sai going to be blocking out this Caitlyn, however, is going to lose a lot of hit points. And JRT7 finally getting some kills on top of that scoreboard. This could be game right here, Mr. Cumley.
Yeah, so much AoE damage coming out from Singed and Anivia. Just not a lot they can do to react to it. It's only going to get worse. Singed will pick up that Rylai's. And then slow the entire team as well while he's running through it. It's just, I don't see it looking up.
They're not going to go for the inhibitor. They took the tower, but they did not go for it, and they're not even going to Baron.
Probably just deciding that they don't need to. They probably have a lot that they want to buy. You see Anivia picking up. We see the Rylai's being picked up. We see GA, Aegis, Oracles, all these pickups happening. They don't need to press the advantage when they're 12,000 gold ahead. They have complete map control. They're always the ones that are forcing the action. So they don't need to take any risks at this point. All they need to do is group up, buy, and now do exactly what they just did again.
342 creeps at the 30-minute mark. So extra 40 creeps in 30 minutes is what? A little over 11 creeps a minute. It's pretty insane stuff, man. Pretty insane stuff. Navitar doing a good job there. Navitar, did you notice what Navitar has? He's literally tank Anivia.
Well, he's doing a nice job of balancing that want for damage as well as for survivability. Having both the Death Cap and the Athene's really going to take care of a lot of the damage. But then deciding, he can pull back quite a bit and get that Bansheesville and GA combo. Just so difficult to do anything to Anivia in the team fights now.
Yep. Banshees, okay, sure, we burned through it. Alright, Egg, cool. Guardian Angel, alright. Are you still alive? You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. If you can burn through all 3 lives of Navitar without the enemy team reacting, then you are doing something all of a sudden correct. But yeah, I don't see that happening whatsoever. We do got an Oracles going around on that Sona. We're looking for those wards. Not exactly a case of chickenpox like we saw earlier with that fantastic ward coverage in the 3rd place games. It's just pure ownage right now. Clasik is just taking them to school.
Taking them to school. It's a pickle class. Learning how to make them from cucumbers.
Nom 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 nom.
And yeah, so they're pushing in here top. They're gripping up. The base tower is already down, so they're really not going to have a lot of trouble walking up. We do see that there's a nice little group up here and a team fight coming right now.
Oh, that Anivia wall is going to be this entire fight. Hacha gets off that self-heal with the flash, but that means he's abandoning his team to your fades. Down goes Aurelia. Down goes that Shen. We're looking for the kill on top of Hacha here. Here comes Rux. Gets off that stun by Hacho, so even a trap as well. We're really making them work for it here. JRT7 going to be tanking those towers. Arcane Shift, not exactly a crit. The Phage not working, but look at the crit coming out at the end. Excellent work to see from JRT7, and Tarek lived. Cool. Didn't lose the game, but he lived.
Yeah, you really don't want to group up that tightly against a team like this. If they were looking to get some kind of pick off, that might have been a good play, but trying to go for a team fight in that situation is really not.
Oh, he got it! Then JRT7 laughing right there. Good game well played. 20-6. Game number 1 very handily going to Clasik. Gets off that last kill. That was pretty one-sided, I gotta say. 15,000 gold difference, 9-2. They only dropped 2 towers, didn't even need to Baron. But that Rux, man, just the overall farm of Clasik is really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very strong play from them. A lot of champions that require very specific champion knowledge, things like Anivia, things like Singed, and they were played quite, quite well.
Quite well. We'll bring up the post screen here for you guys, but that was only game number 1. We do have a best of 3 in store, which means if we see a similar performance from Team Classic, they're going to walk home $1,000 richer. But this is also the chance that, those legends get made, those epic comebacks. We're going to have to see if Olympus5 can bring this to a game number 3, guys. So don't go anywhere. Alienware Arena Fall Season Finals, game number 2, about to come at you. FourCourtJester here with the Comley cast. And I hope you guys are enjoying your League of Legends, because I certainly am. Are you, dude? Are you enjoying your League of Legends?
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly. Great. Go grab yourselves, guys, a drink. Come on back. We will see you there, and enjoy the music till then.